Apparently, the air in your home is way dirtier than you think. And apparently, the fastest way to prove it is to give Chip some bongos. Now, the amount of fur that flies off of him when you give him bongos made me really rethink every single breath that I take in this house. So today, we are unboxing and testing the Yaber Pets Air Purifier, an air purifier specifically made for pet parents, because I needed to know what we were actually living in. When I opened the box, the first thing I noticed was how big this thing is, and it's in a really good way. You'll see. With air purifiers, size actually matters because it determines how much air that it can move at once and especially per hour. This one covers over 2,400 square feet, which is bigger than the vast most of air purifiers in this price range, and the biggest that I personally now own. You could almost clean your entire floor with one unit. Now inside the box, you get the air purifier, of course, the instruction manual, and the full 3-stage filtration system. The first layer is the pre-filter, which grabs the floating hairs and the bigger dust that you actually can see. The second layer is the H13 HEPA filter. Now, HEPA stands for High Efficiency Particulate Air, and H13 is the higher grade level of filtration that captures the extremely small particles. Now, H13 can remove up to 99.3 microns, which includes pet dander, dust, and tiny airborne debris. The third layer is the activated carbon filter, and this is what helps absorb VOCs, which stands for volatile organic compounds. These are the fumes that come from things such as cleaning products, candles, cooking oils, and smoke. VOCs are the things you cannot see, but you definitely can smell, and this layer helps to reduce them. I set the purifier up in the living room because that is where Chip and Biscuit honestly hang out the most and thus shed the most. The purifier pulls air in from every direction through a full circle intake, which means it captures floating hairs before they even land on the floor. The little grill openings are 8 millimeters, which means it pulls in that pet hair more easily than a very small ventilated design. And speaking of the floating hair, which I know a lot of you cat and dog parents will understand, you need to see how bad it gets. Now, this was only after 12 hours. 12 hours, that's it. And it already captured a lot of Chip's and Biscuit's hair. I barely tapped Chip's little bongos the other day, and a whole cloud of fur drifts off of him. Now, the feature that impressed me the most is the CATER. Now, CATER stands for Clean Air Delivery Rate. Higher CATER means faster air purification. This purifier is over 2,400 cubic feet per hour, which is extremely high for this price point. Most purifiers at this price level only reach around 1,300 to 1,800 max. When you do a dust or smoke test, you can literally see the room clear faster because it is pushing more air through those filters every minute. Makes sense. The filtration system really shows its power when you check the pre-filter after 1 week. And so mine looked kind of like a little kitty sweater that is all floating hair and dust that would have settled, say, on my furniture, on my floor, in my food, or at least stayed in air. The more that gets caught in the pre-filter, the longer your HEPA filter lasts. They claim it can extend the filter life from 2 months to 6, which saves a lot over time. This purifier also has a pet mode, which increases the airflow specifically to deal with the fur and pet activity. For example, you put this next to their litter, or your dog shakes around a whole bunch and you have this maybe near the door to the outside. This mode can make a real difference. You can actually see the loose hairs go toward and get pulled toward that purifier. And the noise level, that's another win. Sleep mode runs at 22 decibels, which is quieter than Chip purring. You can put it next to your bed and forget it's running, which is a big deal to me. I have quite an experience with a lot of air filters and they tend to be really loud. So you can control this entire thing from the app. You can change the modes, set the timers, check your air quality in real time, or just let it run in auto mode like I do. Auto mode senses changes in the air. So if this is in or next to your kitchen and you're cooking up some really smelly food, it will automatically change based off of what it senses in your air. So if you shake, let's say, a blanket with fur, the indicator light can shift from green to yellow or red and then turn to green as the purifier clears the room. It reacts instantly, which is really impressive. Now, after 1 week, I of course did check the pre-filter again, and it really was packed with hair and dust. This is the stuff you do not notice until a purifier shows you the proof. It's pretty wild how much it can pull out of the air, and compared to my second best one air purifier that I've ever tried, this is downright impressive. And for me, the biggest thing is the coverage, the cater, and how well it has captured the hair. If you have pets, especially ones like Chip and Biscuit who shed as a full-time hobby, this really makes a difference. The air feels cleaner, the room smells cleaner, and you do not see as much floating dust in the sunlight, and you don't see the fur in your food. If you want to try it for yourself, you can use the link which is in the description. I recommend running it for 1 week and then checking the pre-filter to see how much of a huge difference it's already made in your air and in your home. You will be shocked at what it catches.